You're watching Ayubowan Sri Lanka, and we are with Malinda Senevirathne, the very well-known freelance journalist. Yes, Malinda. So we were talking about the JVP.
So in 2010, the JVP is not the JVP of 2005. Today it is split. It has lost its most eloquent speaker, Vimal Veeransa, and it is in a situation where it has to ask its cadres to support a candidate who is also supported by another party which is totally antithetical to the JVP in terms of ideological position, the United National Party. So the JVP not only has lost its vote base, you can see over the last 4 or 5 elections in the provincial councils, how they have declined. So it is not the same party, not the same enthusiasm, not the same personalities that is coming into the equation. So that factor has been negated, that JVP supported Mahinda Rajapaksa in 2005, now they are supporting Sarath Fonseca. Maybe that worked in Mahinda Rajapaksa's favor. We can't really take it out and say, but that was not a significant difference. Same with the United National Party actually.
And also, how do you see the future of JVP and the level of acceptance of JVP because of this?
Well, the JVP rank and file will have to reconsider where they stand with this party, with the party leadership, because the party has taken a very definite step in breaking from its the stand that it is always taken, left, right, left of center kind of ideological position, to support, to stand on the same stage along with an extreme right wing party. What does that do to the JVP's fundamental identity? That has been called into question. So the rank and file will have to evaluate themselves in terms of their identity within the party, their sense of belonging, and the party leadership will also have to respond to these concerns that the rank and file will always have, especially in the context of electoral loss like this, of this magnitude.
Right, and also when we look at the northern vote, we know that the turnover in the north was actually very low. Was it because it was sort of a protest to vote, or was it because they were not interested, or is it because of the violence, that the couple of incidents that was recorded? What was the real reason behind that?
Now we can see in the last presidential election from Jaffna, there was just a very low voter turnout. This time it's higher. One of the reasons is that one possible reason is that we don't have the real numbers about the number of voters in Jaffna. We are still looking at old electoral registers and the 1981 census, right? So you can calculate thinking Jaffna via the United National Party or Sarath Fonseca or the Swan symbol is going to get 200,000 majority over Mahinda Rajapaksa and the beetle leaf. But part of those voters are in the western province. That has not been calculated by these people, I think. You have to factor these things in. Whether there was a protest or now, we see that Sarath Fonseca has done relatively well in Jaffna. He has won the Jaffna electorate, and the postal votes have gone his way. So that shows that the TNA probably has been a factor. We don't know the total district result, because other areas, coalition partners of the president are strong, like Kites and so on. We can't really come to a conclusion about the overall result, but going on the basis of the low vote turnout, one reason is that there are no people. If there are no people, how can they vote? How can there be large numbers if people have to come physically and vote? They are not there. They are either in the western province or they are abroad. So that is an issue. But to the extent that people who are there have voted, they have basically gone with the TNA position, which is Northeast merger and so on, the federalist vote with Sarath Fonseca.
And also, Malinda, what can you say about the Colombo electorate that is within the Colombo Municipal Council, the electorate? What can you say about
I think this is a fascinating. I think novels can be written, thesis, PhD dissertations can be written about the Colombo electorate, that the electorates within the Colombo Municipal Council, Colombo West, Colombo North, Colombo Central, Borella, Colombo West, Colombo South, etc. This is where I think the true true solid UNP vote basis. These are the Kapuwatkola people, not the people in Tambuttegama or Valley area or any place like that. This is the place. Now, I am convinced that if say someone from the UPF, like say Mervyn Silva, he were to cross over and contest against Mahinda Rajapaksa under the elephant or the swan or Nari or whatever, these people will vote for him, right? That if Mahinda Rajapaksa created heaven on earth, they would still not vote for him. They will find some excuse. They will say that God doesn't here to serve us a fruit salad or something like that. So they are, whatever happens, they are going to punish. They have the indications are that these electors will go for Sarath Fonseca. They were wrong about Mahinda Rajapaksa. They said he's going to make it worse. The economy is going to collapse. This is going to be a failed state. The LTT is going to turn Colombo into rubble. They were proven wrong. Now they want to punish Mahinda Rajapaksa for having proven them wrong. So that I know that's a very special segment of our electorate which needs to be studied and understood. And I think part of the first question about how the closeness of the election is because of these people. They they are the bloggers, they are the ones who go on the internet, they are the ones who pass things around on email lists and so on, websites. So they are living in that world and they think that is Sri Lanka, right? And they create this hype about a candidate, they make it seem close. Outside, people don't care. So Colombo is a very interesting phenomenon, the voting pattern, a very interesting segment of the electorate, worthy of study and quite fascinating.
So, Malinda, what can you say about the eastern vote?
Now, the eastern vote the indications are that some of the areas where there is a predominantly Muslim population, they have voted with Sarath Fonseca. So that means that the Rauf Hakim factor has worked in those areas. They have almost like a block vote. Those have gone. The other communities are not sure. I mean, they have not been as starkly behind a candidate as the Muslims have been. We don't have the numbers yet, but I from the information that we are receiving right now, it seems that Sarath Fonseca is not going to have the kind of margin that Ranil Wickremesinghe had in 2005, even if he has a margin. I am not sure. We still don't have the numbers, so I mean, it's just not worth talking about it right now. I think in the next couple of hours we will know about the eastern province.
And also now we spoke about Colombo in particular, but if you just take the urban vote, Galle, Kandy, and versus the rural vote, vis-a-vis the rural vote, what are your...
Now see, Mahanwara has gone to Sarath Fonseca, the electorate. Galle electorate has gone to Sarath Fonseca, and so you can say there is an urban kind of middle class, upper middle class swing towards a UNP backed candidate, not necessarily Sarath Fonseca, but a UNP, it's skewed towards the UNP. But then you have to take into account also that in Galle, there were people, organizers, UNP organizers who were strong, and compared to whom I feel personally that the UPFA organizers and their track record over the last provincial council election was very poor. There was a lot of infighting, and that was reflected in the result in the provincial council also. That factor is also there, I think. So apart from the general urban bias or preference for a UNP kind of candidate.
What is the rationale behind that general